Hello, it is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for this new moon in Sagittarius. I hope you have been enjoying the Sagittarius season, or at least taking advantage of the energy. Maybe it's not so much been enjoyable because it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of movement, it's a lot of shifting, but it's leading us to grander things. And so please be open to it leading you to grander things. And remember that to level up in this life, we often have to release and let go of things that no longer will get us to that point. And there are things that like we can honor who or what they were in our lives and then still be done and still move on to the next big thing and open ourselves up to whoever is coming along on that journey. And so I know, for many of you, it's been this year that's been a lot of letting go of people and organizations and things like that. And for some of us, it's been years of letting things go and opening ourselves up to new things. So it is a process. It isn't something that happens overnight. For some people it is, I'll admit. I know some people who let shit go and the next day they have a whole new, something going on. I'm not that person, but that's okay. For some of us, it takes time and it takes grief and it takes, relearning ourselves and establishing our foundations within ourselves, within our home, within our career, like whatever it looks like. Maybe it's reestablishing, space in your heart to open up to a new romantic relationship or something to that effect. And so remember that we're all individual beings. We're all chemically different. We're all individually different. We process things differently. We react and respond to things differently. And we're all good, right? We're all human and we're all meant to be here in this time and in this space. We chose this. And sometimes I think, what the fuck were we thinking? And sometimes I think we were fucking thinking we were some badasses to take this shit on, right? To take on the 2020s decade. We were some badasses to think that we had the power to do that, which means that we knew and know that we are powerful beings. And so we chose this journey. So let's get to the presentation and talk about this Sagittarius new moon. Oops. There. Okay. So Zoom just made a bunch of changes and I'm rolling with it. So, and I think on one of my other videos, I noticed that like the main slide was not visible. So I apologize if crap's not coming through properly. I also know that I have a good amount of blind audience members, so I'm kind of not worried. But if you're sighted and you're watching this and you're wondering why things are not showing up, it's because Zoom made changes and apparently I haven't adapted to them yet. So anyway, this new moon is on December 12th, 2023. And it doesn't aspect a lot, but it's got a lot around it. So, of course, my usual announcements. You can follow me on Instagram. I am live there every day for the year 2023. Have not decided when I will do a social media detox, but that's likely to happen in early 2024, potentially January, but oftentimes it's February. And so it honestly could be while this video is airing, simply because I've pounded out a lot of content here in Colorado, so that when I return home in Illinois, I will actually have time to reestablish myself. And so, yes, I'm still filming in Denver. So Anywho, so there's that. You can book with me basic personal astrology, which is your sun, your moon, your rising. If you want to follow these videos with more ease and clarity, that would be a good one. And then my new offer for 2024 is quarterly personal astrology. So I will be doing chunks at a time. So January through March, April through June, July through September, and then October through December. And so that offer will be available. I will have the link in the description box below. And Lord willing and the creek don't rise. That'll be also one of the updates on my website, is that you'll be able to go to my website. Yes, I have one. I just don't talk about it because it's way out of date. But my intention is to get my website updated so that people can simply go to my website to book with me, and whatnot. And so the quarterly astrology will include the same, it'll be similar to the basic personal astrology. It'll be a template that will have, transits, the new and the full moon and things like that. And I'll explain when I get to maybe I'll just say it right now. So here's the thing about the sun and rising signs that I do here. I'm doing it based on whole sign housing, right? So when I talk about like Aries, the new moon is in your 9th house. Well, for some Aries risings, the new moon could be in their 8th or their 10th house, depending on, there are other ways of dividing the houses other than simply based on whole sign, right? So maybe you are I'll use Virgo rising because I know there's some Virgo risings that watch my videos. If you're a Virgo rising and this new moon is happening in your 3rd house, or that's what I'm saying on this video, and then it's in your 3rd house, sorry, 4th house. Yeah, I know astrology. Virgo, I say in this video, it's happening in your 4th house, but you may have it in your 3rd house or your 5th house. And that is what can happen when you work with astrology on a personal level, is that you can get more precise information than simply watching these videos. And so, but that's something you can get from a basic astrology report. And then from the quarterly, you'll get chunks. You can, and I might set it up to where you can pay for the whole thing, the whole year. But I'm going to go 1 quarter at a time for right now. So anyway, that's something that you can go for January. Okay. And then of course you can listen to my guest appearance on the Hearts Unleashed podcast, where I talk about breaking up with your victimhood. If you would like to have me on your podcast, drop me a comment below. We'll figure out how to get connected. You can also join me over on the Awakening Spirit Collective, where I do zodiac season overviews. So I did one for Sagittarius season. I'll do one for Capricorn season, and so on. And that's kind of an overview of the whole season, dates and things like that to be aware of, and energies and things like that. And I do get kind of deeper with the energies and things like that. And of course, there's other practitioners and a whole community of people that are working through, their own like ascension awareness process. And of course, thank you so much for being a part of my channel. I very much appreciate you being here, watching my videos, subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, all of the things that you're doing to support me and getting out there and getting my voice heard. I really appreciate it, especially as we are in a time and space where having your voice heard is so important. So I appreciate you so much. Okay, so while there's not a lot of transits associated with this new moon, there is a lot of energy because we're going through a lot of shit. So hopefully you've been able to work with the Sagittarius season. You will thank yourself in Capricorn and Aquarius season if you have been using this Sagittarius energy to really broaden yourself, expand yourself, speak your truth, be solid in your truth, and things like that. And hopefully you've been avoiding the whole like emotional erratic of Mars in Sag potential. And you've actually been able to use the Mars and Sag energy to really launch yourself forward. Okay, relationships are going to continue to be a theme. Of course, we have the North Node in Aries, the South Node in Libra until January of 2025. And so alliances on a global level, alliances on a personal level, friendships, relationships. Looking ahead, I feel like big breakups are going to happen you know, not only in December, but even into January and February, just looking at the feeling the energy. But as these nodes continue to move through Aries and Libra, changes in relationships are a huge part of what we're all experiencing right now. However, that's showing up for you. Okay. There is a potential for self-righteousness or holier than thou, because Sagittarius does rule belief systems, religious groups, and philosophies, and things like that. And people are speaking their truth. We're going to have Mercury retrograde from Capricorn back into Sagittarius with Mars there. And so people are going to kind of get on their holy high horse and get, you know, a little feisty about it. And, you know, if someone is saying that like they are the final answer in anything, they're probably wrong. Like even me, I'm not perfect. I don't think that everything I say is 100%. I mean, I speak my truth, but that does not mean you have to follow along with what I say. Obviously, you're subscribed to my channel, so you do believe in something that I'm saying. But yeah, so avoid getting on your holier than thou, your self-righteous high horse, but know your truth, your worth, your value, where you're coming from. But not everybody has to agree with you. Not everybody has to be on the same side, but we can all work together, right? Okay. Let's see, where am I? Of course, erratic emotions are going to continue to be a thing as we move through all of this. Remember that a lot of people are dealing with not only relationships falling apart, but scarcity mode, victim mode, and potential martyrdom and all of those things. And as these things continue to unfold, systems and structures collapse. And I do want to speak into like entitlements and things like that, things like Social Security. Not that I know anything about any of this, but what I feel is that some of these things might start to dissipate if you're somebody who's on, you know, a government supported income stream or a government supported assistance program. Those could potentially fall apart. I've been saying that for a long time. I actually started saying that in 2018 or 19, that I felt like the systems that support people in this country would start to fall apart because they are run by the government. Capricorn rules government. Pluto is finishing up in Capricorn. And that, you know, it's just something to be aware of. It's not something to freak out about. It's just something to be aware of and get into the vibe of busting your ass to create the life you want. So that when these systems do collapse and change, I feel like they will change. I don't feel like God has, or the spirit or the universe has it within itself to have a people suffer. However, I do think there is space for you, whoever you are, that's reliant on these systems, to, you know, give it all you've got to make your life go the way you want it to. So, you know, open up your heart space to that. And yeah, so I don't mean to fearmonger. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I have felt it for a very long time that the systems that support, you know, people in the world are going to fall apart. And I wanted to speak into that. Okay. Connect to your heart, of course, and to your higher self and to your guide systems. Get support where you need it. This is very intense times we are going through. If you are feeling like unstable, if you're feeling in scarcity mode, if you're feeling in victim mode and you do need to be supported, you can even reach out to me. If I am not the person to support you, I probably know somebody who can help you. But of course, there's always psychotherapy, support groups and whatnot all over the place. But anyway, you're listening to my video. I just want you to know that I'm here for you and that if you do need support, you know, if I cannot be that person or you don't want me to be that person, I have a list of people who can support you. And I appreciate you for looking out for yourself and being proactive in getting support that you need. Okay. So where are we? We have Jupiter, Uranus, and Chiron still in retrograde as of this video, as of this new moon. I'm recording this like 2 weeks ahead of time. Mercury will go retrograde on the 13th. It goes retrograde about 8 hours after this new moon peaks on the 12th, and it will be retrograde until the 1st of January. So that's some slowdown energy. Get conscious about, your communication, get proactive about glitches, travel delays, things like that. Be proactive, plan ahead. These things are going to happen. It's the holiday season. It's winter in the Northern Hemisphere. And so be proactive and, practice ways of communicating clearly so that you're taken care of, or other people that you are responsible for are taken care of. Okay. Mars is in Sagittarius until January 4th. So we've still got another couple of weeks of this Mars and Sag energy. And remember, the last decan of any sign, 20 degrees to 29 degrees, is the most intense as these planets travel through these signs. Venus is in Scorpio through December 29th, and then she will move into Sagittarius. So we will have that piggyback happening. Winter solstice is on December 21st, and that of course is the onset of Capricorn season. What else do I have? Chiron will go direct on December 26th. And something to note, if you happen to be someone who has Chiron in Aries between 14 and 16 degrees, this Chiron stationing on the 26th can be a revisit of your core wounds that were maybe brought up earlier this year. And so something to be aware of as we approach December 26th with those Chiron, with that Chiron stationing direct. All right, here's the chart. It's not that bad. Again, I don't feel like there's so much around this new moon, particularly because it's not aspecting anything, right? It's not aspecting Uranus, thank goodness. But it's that Mercury stations retrograde immediately after, like I said, 8 hours after. It's that just a couple of weeks prior to this, Venus was on the South Node, and now she's in Scorpio. And it's these personal planets, Mars and Sag, Mercury in Capricorn, and Venus in Scorpio that we really want to keep our eye on, especially as we get into Capricorn and Aquarius season. And I do have a video coming up that's talking about the preview of 2024. And so that'll air on the 15th of this month. Pluto is finishing up at its 28th degree of Capricorn. This is significant because as Pluto gets to that 29th degree, again, it's that most intense degree, especially with these outer planets. The final degree of any sign is the most intense of that. And I believe Pluto makes its move to 29 degrees Capricorn on the 20th of December, 19th or 20th. It depends on your time zone, of course. Saturn's direct. He's finally moving forward. Neptune's direct, finally moved. I don't know if he's moved forward or not. Nah, not really. And then of course we have the Taurus the planets that are in Taurus, Jupiter and Uranus. It's still in retrograde. Jupiter goes direct on the 31st, Uranus not till later on in January, so we won't talk about that for a while. But as these nodes continue to work their way through Libra, South Node Libra, North Node Aries, that's where all this relationship, plus we have Chiron in Aries, that's where this relationship stuff is coming from. And I can tell you right now that looking ahead into 2024, it's going to continue, like just not only the nodes, but just some of the transits that will be made with these nodes. How that's going to go. But anyway, so the Sagittarius new moon at 20 degrees, I think this is a second or a third new moon in a row that's been at 20 degrees of a sign. So I feel like there's something interesting about that. And the full moons have been floating around 4 and 5 degrees of the signs. And so there's something interesting about that, potentially numerologically speaking. Sagittarius is about your belief systems. It's also playfulness and partying and being the life of the party and things like that. So you may find that there's, some jolly party goers. That sounds really cheesy. Going on. But anyway, setting intentions around speaking your truth, owning your truth, and acknowledging that not everybody has to agree with your truth. And then, of course, avoiding the self-righteousness behavior. So you can have your truth, but it doesn't mean you have to be right for everyone, right? Right. You don't have to be right for everybody. You can be right for, what do I have? 250 subscribers right now. Thank you all. I love you all so much. I love you for being here and being a part of my channel. And I'm sure that not all of you watch every video. And I'm sure that some people watch my videos like, what the fuck is she on today? And that's because my energy does fluctuate with moon cycles. That's why I do moon astrology, because I think it's that important. But it doesn't mean that everything I say has to be an alignment for you. Take what you get from my videos and leave the rest behind. And if something really aligns, I would love to hear about it. So please drop me a comment so I know, that something that I'm speaking into has supported you. I would love to know that. But anyway, so as we move through this new moon, I think it's a good opportunity to really use what's left of this fire energy. Yes, Mercury is going to go retrograde, and it's still an opportunity to move forward, right? The next moon lunation we will be what? A full moon in Cancer before we get to the new moon in Capricorn. But it's now we're heading into the darkest of the dark, right? We're getting into that winter solstice. We're getting into Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. And so this is kind of your moment to really, stand for yourself, right? Stand for yourself, for yourself. Be a stand for yourself. Stand of yourself, for yourself. There we go. Language, words. Mercury's not right. Anyway, so that's the chart. Again, there's not that much to talk about. There are some minor aspects happening. That's what these little lines are. But nothing's really major. But there are a lot of major things happening leading up to this new moon and after this new moon. So let's all just be thankful that the new moon or the full moon is not aspecting Uranus. I think we're kind of over that, right? For now. We'll be back to it in February, I promise. Okay, enough about that. The lunation cycle, of course, we're on the 13th or on the 12th with this new moon in Sag. The 19th will be that first quarter square. So remember, Sagittarius is at 9. And then we will have the in Pisces, which Pisces is 12. And so if you're thinking about that clock face, we've got 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. We've got that 90-degree angle going on. That's the first quarter moon square. On the 26th, we will have the new moon in Cancer. I did not check to see the time frame between the new moon or the full moon in Cancer and Chiron stationing direct. I think I just looked at the degrees, and the degree of the full moon was nowhere near Chiron, so I didn't really look at the time. And then on January 3rd, we will have the third quarter moon square in Libra. So Libra is at 7. The sun by then will be in Capricorn, which is 10. So there's your 90-degree square there. And then on January 11th, 2024, we will have that new moon in Capricorn, and it will square the nodes. This is why I'm saying we are not done with this relationship stuff with these cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And so as we have transits through those 4 signs, they will aspect these nodes. And so, but this full moon in Capricorn happens to be exactly square those nodes. So what we have here is the new moon in Capricorn, or the full moon in Capricorn, Capricorn being 10, the north node in Aries being 1, so 11, 12, 1. And then the south node in Libra, which is 7. So 1 over to 7 and then to 10. So 7, 10, and then to 1. So we have that's what we have, a T square. So it's like a half. So it's a 90-degree to one and 90-degree to the other. And then of course the nodes oppose each other. That they just travel together that way. Anyway, so my point is that January 11th could be an interesting. I actually see a lot of people breaking up in the first part of next year. It's not good. Or it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful because maybe you're getting out of a bad relationship. Anyway. Okay. So into the sun signs, of course, chapters that down below to move ahead for your sun, your rising. If you want to look at your moon, if you want to look at your Saturn sign, go ahead and do that. Feel free to move out how you please. Again, like I said, the basic astrology, basic personal astrology can give you more of an insight as to how to follow my videos for the sun and the rising sign. And so I have given people their rising sign, and they have gone back and watched their rising sign for like a previous moon cycle, lunation, and they've like gotten back to me and been like, holy shit, this happened. And so it's been kind of beautiful when, you know, people get to know their astrology, and then they're able to watch like my videos or another astrologer's videos, and they're like, oh shit, okay, that's a thing. Anyway, so here we go. Let me take a drink of water. I've been filming a lot lately. Trying to get a lot of videos done. Anyway, Aries, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius, December 12th, 2023. Trying to move a cord. All right, Aries, this is your 9th house. So you have gone through a lot of transformation as of late. And so now is this opportunity for you to expand in some way. Like, how do you want to, or where do you want to expand and grow to? What's next for you? So setting some intentions around potentially going back to school, or maybe even becoming a professor or a teacher, or even shifting your belief systems and standing in your, you know, your truth about your belief systems. So you, like I said, you've been through a lot of transformation lately. You've had a lot of shift, and now you get to move that shift forward, and it's up, you know, setting intentions around how and where you want to see that growth go. So where do you want to take it to the next level? Where do you want to aim your arrow, since it's ninth house for you? And so, you know, setting those intentions around that. So that's what I got for Aries for this new moon in Sag. Taurus, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Taurus, sun and rising. All right, Taurus, this is happening in your 8th house of transformation, mergings, intimate and financial mergings. But what I really see here is you potentially embarking on a healing journey. 8th house is Scorpio themed. It's all about like the deep shadows and whatnot. And I feel like Taurus is about to have a really good year. It's between now and into 2024, like lots of good opportunities. And maybe you're merging financially, like maybe this is about merging with upping your relationship. Maybe this is merging financially, business partners or something like that. But I really feel like it's more about like you're healing something, or you've been through a healing process, and now you're kind of plateauing in a good way, right? You've kind of leveled up your healing. And so there's that. But I also feel like you're ready to just clear out some old shadow, some old dark energy. You're ready to close the door on an old way of being, how your attitude has been about something. You're done with it, you're over it, and you're ready to move forward. And so there could, there's always healing opportunities, right? But I really feel like there's something that you're just ready to clear yourself of and be done with in order to open yourself up to new opportunities for an intimate partner, for financial merging, something like that. That's what I got for Taurus, sun and rising. Gemini, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Gemini. Well, Gemini, this is in your 7th house because Sagittarius is your opposition sign. If you do have any points or placements around 20 degrees of Gemini, this could be opposing you. So this could cause some tension in your relationships, in your partnerships, in your finding your balance in relationships. Things may feel very out of balance for you as this new moon peaks, or you may be owning up to the fact that something is out of balance and you're ready to implement structures or implement strategies to create more balance in partnerships or relationships. Could mean some new relationships too. Now that you have well established your boundaries, you've been through some karmic endings, and so some new relationships, new partnerships could be coming into play for you. And it's all a matter of you maintaining or kind of laying the groundwork up front with your boundaries, how you want that balance to play out in those new relationships. So that's what I have for Gemini, sun and rising. All right, Cancer. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius, December 12th, 2023. This is for Cancer, sun and rising. Cancer, this is in your 6th house of daily routines, work habits, health habits. I really feel like for Cancers, they may be, oddly enough, interesting timing with it being the holiday season, but starting a new workout routine or starting a new nutrition plan, and just really like deciding that now is the moment and you're going to start eating healthy, or however that looks for you. You're going to start working out. You're going to start, doing some strength training. Maybe you're going to change your work routine. Like you're tired of being tired all the time, and you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be tired all the time. So you change your work routine, you change your work habits, you change your nutrition, change your exercise, drink more water so that you have more energy, because you're tired of being tired. Maybe you're going to start running, maybe you're going to start, swimming or whatever, who knows. But I really feel like Cancer is about to start a new routine. They're frustrated with the old one. They're tired of being tired. They're tired of not feeling great. And so again, implementing new workout, new nutrition, all of those things, to really, maybe avoid the holiday bulge this year for Cancers. All right, Leo, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius, December 12th, 2023. This is for Leo, sun and rising. All right, Leo, this is your 5th house we're talking about. Could be inner child wounds, but mostly I feel like it's about implementing a creative project that you have been working on. I think we talked about before that you were going to potentially be creating something to for the greater good of humanity. And I feel like now you're finding a new way to express that, a new creative way, a new fun way. Maybe you're out, you're broadening your audience, broadening your art skills, your talents, your ability to be playful, to follow your heart's desire. I feel like there's just definitely some creative opportunity. There is some way that you're going to be implementing something new and or expressing in a different way, softening your expression maybe, or hardening your expression. Maybe you're going to be more of a edgy badass so that you can get your point across, or maybe you're going to soften because you've been the edgy badass and now it's time to like soften your expression so that more people feel like they can be around you, or they can open up to you and things like that. So lots of things could happen here for Leos, but I definitely feel like a new way of self-expression, new way of creativity is on the books for Leo, sun and rising. All right, Virgos, this is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Virgo, sun and rising. Virgo, this is happening in your 4th house, which means that if you have planets or placements at 20 degrees-ish of Virgo, this new moon could be squaring or aspecting your placements at those degrees. So you may want to be attentive to that. But this is all about emotional well-being. This is, and also checking in on your home life and foundation situation. checking in on your emotional well-being. Maybe it's time to broaden yourself to implement a new practice. Excuse me. Broaden yourself to a new practice, opening yourself up to a new level of creating or establishing foundation. You also could be moving. Virgos could be moving. Could be you're emotionally done with wherever you've been living and it's time to move on to a new place. Or whatnot. But I really feel like this could also just be implementing a new practice around your emotional well-being, perhaps your spiritual well-being that makes you feel more stable. This could be like, meditation or introducing yourself to some sort of spiritual practice like Reiki or energy work or something like that. Of course, there's always astrology. Anyway, but anyway, it's just a matter of checking in on and setting intentions to implement new emotional well-being practices and or creating or expanding yourself in your home and foundational space. So that's what I have for Virgo, Sun and Rising. All right, Libra, this is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Libra, Sun, and Rising. All right, Libra, this is happening in your third house, which is all about your mindset and communication. And I feel like this for Libra, because they've kind of going, they're, Libra, you're going through it with the South Node in your sign. And you're kind of like letting go of the people pleasing but you're also learning how to be with yourself on a positive level, like showing yourself compassion, showing yourself, good ways of communicating with yourself versus self-deprecating ways of communicating with yourself, learning yourself on a whole new level, practicing how you speak to yourself or about yourself. Of course, this could also be a mindset shift because this is an inner dialogue that you may be having, and just broadening how you speak, broadening yourself, broadening how you are about yourself. I just kind of feel like this is very self-centered for Libra, just because eclipses and nodes and and all of the things and Libras are often the everybody else gets to come before me, and now Libra, you're finding that way to be within yourself. And so I definitely feel like this could be about how you talk to or about yourself. So that's what I have for Libra, Sun, and Rising. Take a drink. Scorpio, Sun, and Rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Scorpio, Sun, and Rising. All right, Scorpios, this is your second house of self-worth, finances, value, potentially material possessions, things like that. So we are talking about expanding and let me actually just read my slide. Okay, expanding yourself into your highest and best, right? It's all about you understanding that, yes, you may have a lot of dark motions, dark energy, but you still are at your highest and best. You can be emotionally stable. You can be expansive. You can grow. You can value yourself. You can expand your finances. Scorpio, you could be getting a lot of money. You could have a financial bump, as in a boost in your bank account, right? The upscale. But I think it's because once a person like establishes their worth and their value, like they know that for themselves, like the floodgates of abundance just open up. And I feel like Scorpios, because of the nodes having been in Scorpio, we just had that powerful Scorpio season with that powerful Scorpio new moon. Scorpios are really stepping into this whole new era of knowing their worth, knowing their value, knowing that, yeah, okay, I'm dark, I'm around Halloween, but I'm still worthy of abundance of, you know, whether that's abundance of material things, abundance of money, abundance of love. All of these things come into play here. And I feel like Scorpio, sun and risings are really like stepping into this abundance of energy. And you could also just be feeling an abundance of like get shit done type energy with Mars in Sag. Really could be helping you just plow through a lot of stuff and get a lot of stuff done. And that could be really boosting to your self-worth, your value, and all of those things. But you know, Scorpio, you're a great person. Scorpios are so good. They're so smart. They just happen to be emotional. And that's not a bad thing. It's a matter of getting to know your emotions on a deeper level. But anyway, this is particularly pertaining to your worth, your value, your finances. Again, something around Scorpios are going to be experiencing an abundance of something, probably money, probably an abundance of feeling powerful and feeling worthy of having all of the things. So that's what I got for Scorpio, sun and rising. Sagittarius, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Sagittarius, sun and rising. All right, Sag, it's time to really step out there, be your extroverted, lovely self. Let us see it. Let us see what you've got. You set some intentions around that, or release some stuff around that Gemini full moon a couple of weeks ago, and now you are stepping into a whole new glow up because you are the extroverted one, you are the party goer one, you are the life of the party. And I feel like it's the Sagittarius is stepping out of stepping into this whole new level of expression, of expansion, of stepping into a whole new level of like self-love and embracing who they are to the rest of the world. So that's like I for Sag, sun and rising. Happy full new moon and happy birthday to any Sagittarius out there watching my videos. Love you. All right, Capricorn, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. This is for Capricorn, sun and rising. Well, Capricorns, as if you needed more things to transform and change and shift and cycles to break and all of that. I mean, you've had Pluto in your sign for the past 15 years and it's almost done. The new moon is in your 12th house, ending karmic cycles. You're seeing a cycle or a relationship or, something that's keeping you held back. And since Sagittarius is all about, going forward and following your arrow and broadening yourself, you're ready to break this karmic cycle and set intentions to invite in a new karmic cycle or shift some karma around a cycle or something. But I really feel like Capricorn is kind of coming out the other side of a lot of change and shift and transforming energy, and is now starting to see where they need to cut some shit off and leave it behind, and set some solid intentions to move forward in a bigger, grander way. So that's like that for Capricorn, sun and rising. Aquarius, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius, December 12th, 2023. This is for Aquarius, sun and rising. All right, Aquarius, this is happening in your 11th house. This is an Aquarius themed house. Of course, this is about groups, community, technology, reestablishing yourself. You've kind of come out of the woodwork as the nerdy, geeky, weirdo, futuristic, strange being that you are. I mean those all in the most loving way possible, because those are words that I use to identify myself. And you get to step into this new role in the group or community that you're involved in, or maybe you're taking on some new technology. You're stepping out of your comfort zone if that's possible. And by that, I mean, Aquarius is often looking to the future. It's often looking to step out of its comfort zone. It's often uncomfortable to be in Aquarius. So that's what I mean about like if that's possible to step out of your comfort zone, because I think sometimes Aquarians feel very uncomfortable in most situations, particularly with groups and communities. But I feel like Aquarius, this is like that opportunity to reestablish yourself, to maybe even like there, you know, a role that is unfulfilled in a group, you are going to fill that role and be a part of that group or community. Maybe something to do with social media. Maybe it's just a new work group. Maybe it's a local community group. But you're bringing your gifts and talents to that group. So lots of new opportunities for Aquarius for this new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th. That's what I got for Aquarius, sun and rising. Pisces, sun and rising. This is your forecast for the new moon in Sagittarius on December 12th, 2023. All right, Pisces, this is happening in your 10th house. You are also a mutable sign, as is Sagittarius. So this new moon could be aspecting any planets or points in at 20 degrees of Pisces. But this is all about your opening up to a new career or public achievement opportunity. You have been through some transformation, discovered a new version of yourself, and you are really ready to step up, game up to the plate, and start doing some grind work to really get yourself out there for your career, your, you know, how you want your public, how you want the public to see you. And all of these things could be something to do with social media, could be something to do with, you know, broadening your audience on your YouTube platform, broadening, you know, how you're seen, how you work, grind, you know, actually working and grinding through some projects versus kind of just lulling your way through it. So definitely Pisces could benefit a lot from this fiery Sagittarius energy to actually really get some goals accomplished, or at least set the intention or set the tone for those goals being accomplished. So that's what I have for Pisces, sun and rising. And of course, thank you so much for joining me. You can check the links in the description box to, you know, to access me if you need to. That just sounded like an awkward word. And then of course, please like, share, and comment. I definitely appreciate you guys liking, sharing, commenting, interacting, and whatnot. Let me, oh. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I know how to use technology. Sometimes I wonder if I really know what the hell I'm doing. But anyway, I feel like there's just so much potent energy, and there are ways to use it, and there are ways to allow it to use us and be victim to it and all of that. That's always the case, no matter what. But as far as my channel, again, like I said, I really appreciate each and every one of you who is subscribed here. I really appreciate people who are liking and commenting and all of that. You know, I do have an Aquarius sun, so I do have an open heart to build community and to, you know, have people coming together, helping each other, supporting each other. You know, I'm one of those people who loves it when I have a friend, two friends from very different walks of life who meet each other and find a friendship of their own. That's always just a fascination to me. And so if you know, are commenting on my YouTube and you engage with other people, interact with other people, then I just think that's a beautiful thing. And so I would love to see this channel continue to grow and all of that. And, you know, I have some big surprises coming. I think for 2024, I'm working on some stuff behind the scenes, some of which I kind of talked about in this video, some of which I'm keeping under my hat for the moment. But you'll find out soon enough. I promise. All right. Once it hits January, I won't have lives on Instagram anymore. So YouTube will probably be my spot for all of the new surprises that are coming. But anyway, take advantage of that basic personal astrology, which will talk about your sun, your moon, your rising, dark characteristics, the light characteristics, how to use them, how to work with them, and all of that. And then of course the quarterly personal astrology, you can get that too. Again, I will have these links posted, and hopefully have them on my website soon. That's one of my intentions, is to get my website updated. I don't even know how outdated it is. I haven't even paid attention, but it exists and I have a platform. But I do want to have those things kind of, get set up and available for you. I feel like I'm on a good run of roll with doing astrology, doing the moon, doing the tarot, and all of those things. And so, if you have any love or feedback or constructive criticism or things you would like to see differently, you're more than welcome to comment that below. And I'll see what we can do to get that done and all of those things. I know that there are people out there who don't like that I say a lot, but such is life. I'm human. Anywho, so that's all I got for this new moon in Sagittarius. I think this will be my last video filmed in Colorado. And so I'm recording this on the, what is today's date? The 24th of November. That's how far ahead I am. Yay. Super happy about that. But as of, I will be traveling and I will be reestablishing, and we'll have some changes coming up that you'll see in videos very soon. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for being with me. And again, please like and drop me a comment. Let me know what you think and what you're going through, and how is life going for you with all of this change in energy. And so I'm actually doing really well through it all, but we'll see what happens on the other side of Colorado. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video. Have a great one. Much love and bye.